Okay, so I just want to produce a little video to talk about, once again, how annoying computers are nowadays. I've used computers my whole life. I'm not some expert or anything, but I'm reasonably good with them. But every single time, and I can't swear in this video, otherwise on YouTube no one will ever see it, because I have to put an 18+ rating on it. I'm going to try not to swear. Every single time I try to do anything on my computer, some idiot has decided, oh, we'll put this functionality in. And then what I tried to do in the past doesn't work anymore, or if I do something slightly wrong or outside of what I wanted to do, boom, 10 other things happen. Why can't these idiot developers just leave it alone? And it's all graphical user interface problems. It doesn't need to be this stupid. Computers used to be highly functional. You didn't need to be a genius. All you had to do was to use your brain to figure out how to do things. Now, the current way is for developers to presume every single living human being is a complete and utter fool, and then try to do everything for them, overreaching into their very lives sometimes. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. Oh, we'll do this. Oh, if the user does this, we'll do... I don't want it. I don't want hover functions. That is the worst of it. I don't want your hover functions. I don't want anything other than simple, straightforward stuff. Don't give me any extra nonsense. And if you feel you have to, make it something you opt into. Or give a big button somewhere that says, I'm not an idiot, thank you very much, and make everything simplified the way it used to be. Computers now, using a computer nowadays, it is so full of junk that you don't need, because some idiot developer is sitting there going, oh, I can do this, oh, I don't, no one wants it. Leave it alone. How on earth can a person communicate to the wider developing community? And that's the problem as well. They're called developers, which means they are obligated to change things. Call them programmers, for heaven's sakes. They're programmers. They're not developers. They're programmers. That's the end of the story, okay? They are programmers, and they will never ever be anything else. Developers. No, they're not developers. You don't develop things. You just leave them how they are if they're working fine. Look at the human body. It's doing everything it needs to do. It doesn't need development. Leave it the hell alone. I don't need 5 eyes because some idiot developer decides one day, ooh, more eyes are needed. No, we've got something that works very well. Thank you very much. Leave it alone. I feel like I want to tie the hands behind the backs of every single programmer out there to stop them messing with stuff. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just take your hands off the keyboard, stand up from the desk, and go and do something else. You've got to stop. This has to stop. It's driven me to the point where now I try to do every single thing I possibly can through the command prompt on Windows, which ultimately, frankly, is the root of computing anyway, is to use a command prompt. In fact, the root is further back. Graphical user interfaces are now made for idiots. They used to be made for a person of average intelligence. There was no problem. Now, the presumption is that every single human being is a complete and utter idiot who has no ability to use their own brain. Furthermore, you've got political crap creeping into it as well, trying to feminize everyone. Oh, let's put a little fluffy bunny in it. Oh, what the hell is going on? This is affecting the whole of humanity. It's a joke. It's a joke. When I search for something on Google, in fact, even on DuckDuckGo, everything is feminized. It's a joke. Oh, we have to stuff every single perceptible different kind of whatever into the search thing instead of what's rational. It's like if I put in search now for a red car, I'll get blue cars. Why? Oh, because we have to include... What the hell are you talking about? Just be real. Stop trying to politically engineer the entire world through computing, you disgusting freaks. Leave things alone. Stop trying to mess with things. Oh, it's progression. It's not progression, you idiots. It's destruction, you fools. Leave it alone. Everything was fine. You've taken a perfectly functioning tool and I have to take all the crap off that you've added onto it just to use the thing. What is wrong with you people? You've gone mad. All you have to do is leave something that works as it is. You don't need to develop anything. Get out. Leave the office. Go. Do something else. You've ruined everything. Windows, a great example. I don't need all this other junk. I spend half my... Whenever I download Windows and use Windows, I have to spend all of my time getting rid of the crap that's included in it. I don't need it, I don't want it, and anyone with half a brain doesn't want it either. You don't need to cater to everybody as if they're little helpless babies. You treat them like adults who have intelligence, and they will make the grade. If you absolutely need to offer help, fine, offer help. Put a forum in place to help people. Don't try to do everything for people. It makes them worse. That is a human fact. If you try and do everything for people, it makes them worse. Have you ever seen a child fall over in the street and look up to its parents who go, oh, oh, and they run over and they pick the child up? That child has to learn how to pick themselves up. If you coddle them and treat them like a little helpless baby, then they become a little spoilt brat. The same is true of people. If you treat the average user of a computer program like an idiot, then they're never going to bother to learn anything. Oh, but we have to cater. No, you don't have to cater. All you have to do is provide an instruction booklet. Do you remember instruction booklets? When you used to get a video recorder, yeah? And you wanted to know how to use it, you had an instruction booklet which presumed you had the ability to use this thing in your head called a brain. Now the presumption is, oh, every single person in the world needs everything done for them. They should not leave their houses. They should be fed through a tube. What the heck is wrong with you idiots? This is a disease that's got to be eradicated. It's disgusting. And it's infected the whole of society. It's a mess. You can't get anything done nowadays. People falling over themselves. Just, oh, I don't want to offend someone. Oh, you, what the hell is wrong with you people? Stop it. Grow up. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. And this is important. This stuff is important. This message has to get out there. I hope that someone somewhere will just pick up one of my videos at some point and just send it to someone else. And hopefully somehow or other this message will go viral or whatever it takes. Because it's got to be taken on board. There's a whole generation of people now, youngsters, who are going, oh, what do we do? Ooh, because they haven't been told properly what to do. They haven't got a proper parenting arrangement in their home. 90% of them have divorced parents, where the father is out of the picture and the mother's struggling like hell to actually make things work. What a joke. What a joke. This is what happens if you try and do everything for people. You have to give people responsibility and put an expectation upon them that they will produce. You can't treat people like children, which is unfortunately what certain governmental styles try to do, which gives them power. It's disgusting. It's crept into, like I say, software development. Oh, presume everyone's stupid and then you've got control over them. It's like banks nowadays, and I've said this in other videos, right? Banks advertise towards children. Now, they actively try to mentally infantilize the customer. Oh, all the pictures, all the images are of children being taken care of by the bank. What a joke. You really think that the average intelligent human isn't insulted by that, you fools? Oh, but we can manipulate the cup. No, you can't manipulate the cup. It would be a tiny fraction of humanity that you could possibly manipulate that way. The rest of people are looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? This is the message that needs to get out there. It needs to be heard. All this nonsense has to stop. I grew up in this. I don't want to be making this video. I want to be going about my business like I could when I was younger. And just say, oh, well, you know, everything's working as it should. But this stupid political agenda to try and poison humanity has gotten out of control. That's it. That's the truth. When I'm using something, when I'm using a website, when I'm using a browser, when I'm using my computer, I don't want extra nonsense. Windows peaked 25 years ago. It's not been improved since. You cannot improve it. Leave it alone. It's got to the point where I want to use Linux just to get away from it. And I wouldn't mind using Linux by choice, but I don't want to use Linux just because Windows has decided to become a disease, which is what it has become. Whatever Bill Gates wanted to create, it has gone rotten through. It is rotten to the core. Because of this disgusting political agenda that's infiltrated it. It's sick and it needs to be stopped. And I'm tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. And I wouldn't be complaining about it if I wasn't faced by it every single day of my life. All I want to do is go about my business. I don't want to waste my time making a video like this. I don't want to spend my valuable time and energy, but someone's got to say it. I've got stuff to do right now on this laptop that I'm recording this video on. I've got stuff to do. I don't want to be messing around with this, but every single day I have to find another workaround to get around the nonsense. And Windows was never like that. Windows was fine. It did what you wanted it to do. Now some idiot has gotten into the office, rolled up their sleeves and said, right, how can we mess this up? Trying to improve it. Don't improve it. Leave it alone. It was perfectly fine. Forums are full of people saying, why the hell have you changed this thing? It was fine. It was fine. Leave it alone. And there are people who've developed software to undo the nonsense. You have what they're called? Third-party applications that you can download to undo the stuff that's been done. Leave it alone. Those things did not exist until people started messing around with Windows. Imagine that. It's so bad that people have put effort into creating programs to undo it. Leave it alone. Ever heard the expression, keep it simple? It's an expression for design. Keep it simple. You don't need to improve it. Look at this. This can, right? This is a can of fiberglass resin, right? That can is imperceptibly different from the way it was 100 years ago, because it's fine. The person who designs Windows now would happily have this can a star shape with a little fluffy bunny hanging off of the edge of it, because it needs improvement. It doesn't need improvement. Leave it alone. Just leave it be. More than 100 years ago, people were making containers of this description. There is barely a perceivable difference between this and that which you would add 100 years ago. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. In fact, undo every single... I tell you what, if Windows produced Windows XP and re-released it, it would fly off the shelves, because people would be like, thank heavens they're not trying to do everything for me anymore. I tell you that. And you know what? Nobody would be downloading any third-party software to rectify it or fix it. It wouldn't exist, because Windows peaked with XP and everything beyond that was a downward trajectory, and that's a fact. That is a fact. So let's stop being babies, shall we, and fix this world by being adults, shall we? Isn't it about time? Thank you.